And so the system that I decided to go with is those are the headers. So the pops and the crackles this makes. Yes! What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today I have something special for you guys. I recently purchased a full titanium exhaust. I talked about in my other videos that it may not always be necessary to have a full system. Well, I don't really think that it always is necessary, to be honest. But I just really wanted one. I like how they look, I like how they sound, and I wanted the extra performance to be able to retune it with my current brand tune. I do have a lot of other modifications that I'm doing to this bike, and not just the exhaust, but everything's still on order right now. So hopefully soon you'll be seeing the transformation of my S1000RR. So as you guys know, on the bike I have a stock system. It's the upgraded stock system, so the Acura slip-on. And so the system that I decided to go with is one that I already have experience with and that I love a lot, and that is the Arrow full titanium Evo GP exhaust. I think that's the full name of it. Fun fact is that I've actually had this exhaust for several months now. I got it probably a week or two before I crashed, and thankfully I didn't put it on before I crashed, because otherwise this entire thing would be ruined, because I went down on the right side where the exhaust is. Now she's on the mend. I'm gonna be having this exhaust installed. Let's take a look. So it came with, you know, all this stuff that packages it nicely. And then here those are the headers. And this is going to be the slip-on, I believe. Ooh. Oh my god. I'm not taking it out because I don't really want to touch it. Isn't that so pretty? Oh my god. This is full titanium, but it does, as you guys know, take a while for it to turn that really pretty purple blue color. Just checking as well that nothing's damaged in here, so that when I give it to my mechanic, there's no issue with it from the offset, and they can install it straightforward. So now I just want to quickly explain why I decided to go with the full titanium Arrow GP competition exhaust. I think that's what it's called. First of all, my decision was between full titanium or just stainless steel, and I really like the titanium option. It is more expensive. I think it was like $500–600 more expensive than a stainless steel option, but it just looks good, and that's really what it is. I don't need to shred all this extra weight. I'm not, you know, a professional racer. Every ounce doesn't necessarily count for me in my case, but I just really like the look of them. So I was willing to spend the extra money. So I thought, okay, I want a full titanium exhaust. Now, which one do I want? And there are so many options. Most common one's probably the Acura exhausts, which sound really good on this bike. But there's just a lot of people who have those. And I wanted something that was a little different. And I didn't want something which was obnoxiously loud. I really liked the Austin Racing exhausts. But those exhausts, I've been behind people who have those on their RRs, or any bike really. Any exhaust that Austin Racing makes is just so loud, and although it sounds so good, it sounds really good, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't have an exhaust that loud. I already wear earplugs, and I can still hear noise through those plugs sometimes, and it just really irritates me, and I don't want to go deaf, and I don't want my ears to be ringing. So I wanted something that was, you know, sounded louder than what I have now and look really cool. So something which I knew was a good brand, they're reliable, and they have a good reputation. So I was like, you know, let me look at Arrow. I was looking on YouTube, on blogs, and on Instagram to see what people thought of Arrow exhaust on their RRs, and there really wasn't that many people that had Arrow exhaust on their S1000RRs. So that really attracted me to it as well. Just something a little more unique. So yeah, that's why I went with Arrow, and I'm gonna actually have somebody I know install the exhaust, because I'm not doing that myself. I did think about it, I'm not gonna lie. I really thought about it. I was like, you know, that'll make a good video, but at the same time, I just don't want to take several days to install an exhaust, get annoyed. I don't have the right tools to do everything. And something, which I'll show you now, which concerned me, I was like, I don't know if I can actually do this, is because this has an O2 sensor on it. That's it, right here. This is attached to the exhaust, and it has all these wires which go God knows where. So I just thought, you know, I am just not gonna mess with it. And everyone that I've spoken to or through videos that I've seen have mentioned that, see the header in here, is that the gap is so small. Apparently everyone just gets annoyed by how small the gap is, and that's one of the main issues that people run into. So you guys aren't gonna be seeing me struggling to install a full titanium RR exhaust, and also because it was titanium. I don't know if that adds an extra element of stress, like you have to be extra careful because it's titanium, but I have read that like if you leave fingerprints or something on the exhaust after you've installed it, that it can just burn into the headers, and I don't want any of that. I didn't spend over $2,000 on a titanium exhaust to then mess it up myself. I'd rather pay a couple $100 and have someone install it for me. So I'm going to be taking my exhaust over to the guy who's installing it this weekend. It's upside down now. And then when I get it back, I'm going to be showing this baby off.
Alright you guys, I'm back out with the S1000RR with the new and improved exhaust system. So I just wanted to get off the bike so you guys could fully see it. Just do a little walk around of it, and then I'll start up. I'll show you guys the cold start when I left my house, and then we'll do a warm start of the bike. But this thing is so smooth. As you can see, the DB killer is still in it, so it's this section right here. And if you want to take that out, which I'm sure I will eventually, just see how loud it really is, just unscrew this little bit here and take it out. So you can't see it, but if you look really like far in here, like right here, you have the headers, and those are starting to turn like a bluish color, because I'm assuming those are the hottest part of the exhaust right now. And then you have the headers down here, and then this midsection. So the midsection is pretty long, but it's all titanium up there. So this should all change color up until like here. Oh, it's gonna look so good. As you can see, it's on springs. This is cold start. Okay, we're gonna do a little warm start. Oh, that sounds so much better. And you guys can see here, I've got the DB killer in here, so it definitely mutes the sound of this bike. Alright, let's take it for a ride so you guys can hear what it sounds like when we're on the bike. So the pops and the crackles this makes. Oh my god, that sounds so good. Yes! She said, girl power. Bunch of little girls in the back, that's so cute. Maybe one day they'll ride. Before I had the exhaust on this bike, I just had my regular stock Acura version of the stock exhaust on here, and then I also have the stage 1 Brenshu. But now I have the full exhaust on. I was just going through the gears using my quick shifter, and it was so much smoother. And I still need to reflash the ECU so that it is tuned now to the exhaust. So once I do that, I'm sure it'll feel even better. See? It's smooth. And I'm not even like revving high to be changing gears, so it just feels much better. And so this exhaust is on springs. And before today, when my mechanic came and dropped the bike off, I didn't really know what that meant. So I had a really interesting lesson, so I'll just share it with you guys in case you don't know. Those little springs that were on my exhaust are basically what holds all of the pipes together. So you guys have probably seen some other full systems where the headers come like, so for the inline 4 you've got the 4 headers and then it goes down into the one pipe. Mine didn't come like that, it just came with a bunch of tiny little pieces, so the mechanic had to basically build the exhaust onto and around the bike. So what he was saying is because the bike is on spring, okay, where's neutral? There we go. Because the bike is on springs, it basically kind of moves with the motorcycle, so you obviously get a lot of vibration with these bikes, but when the exhaust is on springs it helps it be more flexible, I guess. I mean, it's not moving all over the place, but it does have slight movement to it. And around all of the joints where the pipes go together, he said there's some lubrication that goes on it, which kind of helps it move around. And my mechanic was saying that bikes that are just kind of in 1, 2, 3 pieces aren't as flexible. If you know, if they're not on springs, they've already been kind of welded together. And there's a higher risk of cracks between the joints. Again, I don't think this is like always going to happen if you don't have your exhaust on springs. There's obviously cons to it, like if the springs come off all over the exhaust, then the exhaust might come apart, so that's obviously a big con. But I just thought it was a really interesting concept that I thought I'd share with you guys if you didn't know that already, because I didn't. Oh, coming back to a tunnel. My hill start control isn't on. And it still took a professional mechanic 6 hours to install this exhaust, so imagine if I did it myself, or if I had someone who's also very novice do it with me. We would have been there for days. And he's actually said that you see the coolant in here, that you had to take all of the coolant off because the gap between the radiator and the headers is so small that it's hard to actually install it, so he had to actually take all that off, so that obviously took him extra time to do that. But I'm very grateful that he did it. He knew where all of the O2 sensors were on the bike. He knew how to take the wiring out for the engine flap so that I don't get a big warning on my dash. So he was really knowledgeable and I felt very comfortable. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'll probably test this bike out without the DB killer in as well, just to hear it and show you guys. So if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already and you enjoyed the content, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. It is all very appreciated, and I really hope to see you guys all in the next one. Bye!